All right. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right. We got everything. Everything's working. All right then. Okay, I got to make sure the mic works. I got to make sure everything's good. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. I feel like the last time I did a first impressions video was the XDefiant review, which, bro, if you guys have not seen that video yet, I'm going to have it pop up in the little card thing at the very top right about now. Boom, right there. You guys should go watch it because, bro, it is such a good video. But we are not going to be talking about XDefiant today. So, yeah, we're just going to push that over to the side. Yeah, get over there. Yeah, stay over there. We don't need to talk about you right now. But I am going to actually make a follow-up video for XDefiant. So definitely ring the bell notification and drop a like, do all that good stuff. So you guys get notified every single time we post a video, do a live stream. I try my best to live stream every Friday and Saturday. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. We're going to be going over my first impressions for the first Descendant. We did a live stream last night and it was a really fun game. It's a really fun experience and I just want to talk about it with you guys. So let's get into that. Humanity at the brink of extinction by the Vogus, some unique alien-like or foreign species fighting to wipe out humanity and everything left with it. Humanity tried to fight to its last breath, but they just weren't strong enough to fight the hordes of Vogus. And the continual threat of extinction seemed imminent, until out of nowhere they were gifted the Forgotten Ancestors' power. I was questioning to myself how exactly did they get these ancestral powers, but they don't really go too much into depth about that. So like, I don't know, bro, just leave me alone. You probably have to do your own research on this one, and I probably do too. I don't know if this game has some sort of file system where you can look at all the story files and kind of make it make sense or get some sort of backstory on that, but I don't know, just bear with me here. For all I know, they probably just picked it up and found it somewhere and was just like, I guess we'll use it then, alright then. But after this power was discovered, they were finally able to fight back the hordes and the threats that they were faced with. But Karel, who is the new leader of the Vogus, wasn't trying to have any of that. And it's driving both worlds into extinction. So with the power of the ancestors, we have to stop him and his sinister plans. Yeah, I did a good job with that, I can't lie. Alright, ladies and gents, so that's pretty much the story of the first Descendant. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about the gameplay and how I felt about it. Let's get it. Let me start by saying this. The gameplay in this game is so buttery smooth, it's not even funny, man. So the character that I was using is called Visa or Viesa, whatever. I don't even care how you pronounce her name, but overall, her whole thing is ice attacks. That's her element. She uses a bunch of ice powers and she was really fun. Sadly, I don't have any gameplay that I can show you guys of me using this character so I can actually like dive deep into the character, explain her moveset and all that stuff, because this is from Ace Zero's perspective because I'm just using the footage of the stream. But still, I love the character that I used. Let me start out by saying this. Do you guys know that very good feeling of playing a game for the first time, second time, doesn't even matter. You pick up the game for the very first time, you do your moves, and it's just so responsive. All your attacks, all of your actions just come out the exact second of which you press the button, and you barely have any issues executing or moving around the map, getting where you need to go and all that. And the reason I say that is because this game, oh my goodness, it just feels so good. This game feeling so smooth is just an understatement. Like, everything is just so responsive, and I love when games are like that. It needs to be like that, bro, and I love that. I just love when I press the button and just bam, an attack goes out right away. It just brings so much power to the player, you know what I mean? It makes you feel good about pressing buttons on your controller. My nice, sleek PS5 controller, you know what I mean? Bro, I'm getting way too ahead of myself, but it's true. Matter of fact, of nice feeling controls, something that I thought it wasn't even that big of a deal, okay? But the inventory, they have a drag and drop system. They have a drag and drop. Bro, I'm sorry, but it's just a drag and drop system. And bro, it's like you do not get that often. We need to appreciate the drag and the dropping. Like, you just do the boom and then you put it in the boom. Like, I gotta appreciate the boom. I also have to pay respects to the grapple abilities. Look, grapple abilities in video games never miss. And if anyone misses, bro, you just have a terrible shot. Because I don't know how you can mess up a grapple. This game does it too good. You also have a melee ability, which has a pretty hefty cooldown time. Like, I didn't really use it that much, honestly. The only time when I did use it is when I ran out of ammo. And I had so much ammo to the point I didn't even... For a second, I actually thought it was impossible to run out of ammo in this game. But, I mean, it's there if you want to use it. Don't get me wrong, the melee seems to do some really good damage for sure, but it seems like the cooldown window is just so long in between your melees. It's like the game is doing everything in its power for you to not constantly spam the melee. Which, like, don't get me wrong, shooting feels so smooth in this game. It feels so good. There is, like, barely any recoil on any of these weapons, so trust me when I say this. I swear you do not have to aim in when it comes to using these weapons. You can just hip fire and hit everything. That is how little recoil there is. It's like practically non-existent, and it feels so good. The only issues that I can think of that I had in terms of the gameplay were two things. So number one, I experienced some stuttering when I was going around the map, which was kind of weird because my assumption of why that is because maybe some assets didn't load in, and while I was going around the map, they were kind of like spawning in as or loading in as I was kind of walking around the map and going into the radius of which those new assets and parts of the maps had to spawn in, so it probably sacrificed my frames to give that time to load in. The reason I find that weird if that was the case is because it literally hits you with a loading screen before you even spawn into the new location of which you have to do your mission in. So it wouldn't make sense, you know, because if I'm getting hit with a loading screen, that's supposed to be that time when all the things are supposed to load in. So to experience stutterage because of the map not loading in completely is a little weird. So like I said, that was just my experience personally. So I'm not going to hold the game too much to it because not everyone experienced it. So that's number one. So number two is not really as much gameplay specifically related, but it's more connection related. And connection meaning in terms of connecting with friends into the party. I had a couple of issues where I had to restart the game completely. I had to do it 2 times, I believe, in order to get it working. And it wasn't too bad. Like, don't get me wrong, compared to the beta, it definitely is way more manageable. But, like, that's just my experience, okay? So I just wanted to point that out. You guys may have not experienced any of these things, and that's completely fine. So like I said before, I'm not holding the game to it. I'm just saying that's my experience when I played the game, okay? Calm down. Something that's crazy is we only played for like 2 or 2.5 hours in this game, and this game has so many weapons. So many to the point that I can't even list them all. Mostly because of the fact that I won't be able to remember the names of any of the weapons really from just one playthrough, but still. The game also has these things called reactors, and they give your character damage buffs, critical hit buffs, healing buffs, and so on and so forth. So looking out for drops in this game is definitely going to be beneficial to your character. The different variety of enemies in this game is just a breath of fresh air too. You have these enemies with like claws for hands. You have like big dudes with shields. You have big tanky dudes that seem to have like a grenade launcher. Oh yeah, you have boss fights too. GG's, that's very well played on their part. Also, we can't ignore the fact that this game just looks visually beautiful. I just love when my eyes can be set on a video game that just looks visually appealing, you know what I mean? There are so many good candies in the world. There's Skittles, there's M&Ms, there's Milky Ways, but the best type of candy of all is video game eye candy. Facts! This may seem a little weird to you guys, but I actually want to talk about the HUD of this game out of all things, and why I actually like the way they set it up and positioned it on the screen, but also because of the fact that I want this video to be longer than it already is. If you've been on YouTube for long enough, we already know how it is. You either got to hit that 8-minute mark or that 10-minute mark. I'm going for that 10-minute mark no matter what anyone says. And if that means talking about something as random as the HUD, I'm gonna do it anyway. Hey, at least I'm honest about it, right? And I'm very passionate about my videos too, so that's also another reason. Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention much to the video, as you can see, the HUD is displayed pretty much close to the center of the screen. More like the lower center of the screen, but still close enough to the center of the screen. Now to get to the reason why I really appreciate that. The reason I really appreciate when they do that is because your eyes are mostly going to be focused on the center of the screen because, you know, you're going to be shooting, you're going to be aiming and stuff like that. So it's very convenient to have the HUD just a tad bit, just a little bit below the center of the screen. You know what I mean? So it's not in the way of what you're doing and you're not being abstracted from what's going on with the scenery and all that stuff. But it's right there, so you don't have to, you know, look all the way to like the top left, the top right, and stuff like that. So your eyes are stayed on the focus point. This is kind of off topic, but you'll understand why I'm making this comparison. If you saw my Skur ritual video, I talked about the importance of having a clean HUD where there's not too much clutter on the screen. If you guys haven't seen that video, I recommend you guys definitely check that video out. But this is the reason I'm comparing it to that is because this HUD in this game is like perfect for me. Like there's not too much going on. There's not too much that's just a distraction. It doesn't feel like I'm being obstructed from what's going on and being able to enjoy the scenery without like a bunch of numbers popping up. Don't get me wrong, in this game, numbers do pop up when you do damage. The like damage values, they pop up when you're shooting and stuff like that. But it's not so much like color or so big to the point that it bothers you, you know what I mean? And I just love the cleanliness of the screen. Like everything feels like it's well spread out. It's not like too cluttered. It's really good HUD. Alright guys, so this is going to be the end of the video. I'm wrapping it up here. So my summary of this game is incredible. You guys need to try for sure, and especially because of the fact that this game is completely free to play. I was shocked when I heard that. Like, bro, free to play is crazy, and especially how good this game is. At least in terms of my first impression, this game is incredible. I'm definitely going to try to make time for this game. I do have a bunch of other games that I'm playing right now, so I don't know if I'll put most of my energy towards it, but I'm definitely going to get to it eventually. And when I do, I'm definitely going to make a review for sure. So definitely look out for that. But for now, I have so many other projects that I'm working on to the point that I definitely can't get to that right now. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys do all those YouTube things. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe. It is your boy Hawk0, and I am out. I'm going to work on other uploads and other videos. Peace. It has a little HUD element notifying you that you just got a kill, because apparently we're little children that can't tell when we just killed a zombie after we saw its head split open.
Hush, little baby.